Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share a powerful story that really stuck with me. A story about purpose, identity, and finding peace in unexpected places. It's about a woman named Mai and her journey from a bustling life of service to a quiet struggle in a new land. Pause for effect. Imagine spending your entire life dedicated to healing. That was Mai. For 25 years, she worked as a nurse in Hue, Vietnam. She was calm, incredibly sharp, and unshakably kind. Her hands, those precious hands, had brought new life into the world, mended countless wounds and offered comfort to the dying. There were days, she'd tell people, when she didn't eat, didn't even sleep, but she always had this profound belief. As long as I can help someone breathe, I can breathe too. Her purpose was her oxygen. Now, her only son, Tuan, had settled in California and was doing well. He pleaded with her to come. "Ma," he'd say, "healthcare here is modern, clean, and the pay is good. You don't need to work anymore, just come and rest." Rest. That word must have sounded so foreign to Mai, but also so incredibly sweet after decades of relentless service. So she made the difficult decision. She sold her home, packed her treasured medals, her stethoscope, a symbol of her life's work, and a few old faded photos. She truly believed America would be a new beginning, a fresh chapter. But what she found instead was the beginning of stillness. Pause. At first, everything here amazed her. The hospitals, sleek and gleaming like airports. The roads that hummed with quiet, efficient traffic. The machines that blinked like constellations in a sterile sky. She visited her son's clinic once, bursting with pride for him. But then, she tried to volunteer to offer her decades of expertise, her hands. They told her gently, kindly, but firmly, "Sorry, you don't have a US license. You can't touch patients." Touch. The one thing she had done, inherently, instinctively, all her life. Forbidden. So Mai stayed home. She cooked, she cleaned, she watched TV shows she couldn't quite understand. Her son was busy, his wife polite, and her two grandchildren, adorable as they were, spoke English faster than she could possibly follow. When she spoke Vietnamese to them, they'd smile sweetly and say, "So cute, Grandma." It wasn't cute. For Mai, it felt like erasure, disguised as affection. A part of her was slowly fading. Pause. Eventually, she found a job at a senior home, but not as a nurse, as a cleaner. She mopped floors in the very same hallways where other nurses hurried past, their eyes catching the glint of equipment that she once commanded with such confidence. She changed sheets for strangers, emptied trash cans, and offered polite smiles when people, uncomfortable perhaps, avoided her gaze. "I used to hold lives," she'd think to herself, a pang in her heart. "Now I hold garbage bags." The paycheck was decent, but the profound silence of the job, the lack of human connection, was unbearable. In Vietnam, she heard gratitude every single day. "Come on, Ko Mai." "Thank you, Nurse Mai." Here, there was only the rhythmic sound of wheels on tile and the quiet whisper of her own breathing. Pause. Then, one night, something happened. An old woman fell near the elevator. Mai's instincts took over. She ran to help, checking the pulse, gently raising the woman's head, whispering softly in Vietnamese, "It's okay, Ba Oi, it's okay." But a young nurse rushed over, pulling her away. "You can't do that, liability issues." Liability, such a small word, for such a cruel, heartbreaking concept. Mai stood there, trembling as the nurse called 911, and for the very first time she truly understood. Her touch, once a cherished gift, a source of comfort and healing, had, in this new world, become a liability, almost a crime. Pause. That night she sat in her small apartment, the kitchen light flickering above her. Her hands rested on the table, strong, veined, capable hands, but utterly useless, or so she felt. She turned on the television. A commercial showed smiling American nurses, young, confident, radiant under the bright fluorescent lights. She reached out, almost instinctively, as if touching the screen could somehow transport her back, make her one of them again. Her reflection stared back, old, foreign, forgotten. Ma kong kon tuoch ve jiao het, she whispered, her voice barely audible. I don't belong anywhere anymore. Not here. Not there. Tears welled up, but she didn't let them fall. Nurses, she believed, don't cry, they endure. But that night, even the act of endurance felt like a meaningless vanity. Pause. Days passed. The routine of her life became a sort of anesthesia, numbing the pain. She'd wake, go to work, return, cook, clean, and then sleep. Her son would leave money on the counter, a gesture of care, but also a reminder of her unspoken needs. Her grandchildren would leave their shoes by the door, evidence of their vibrant lives far removed from hers. And slowly she began to hum, softly. Old lullabies from Hugh, songs that no one else in that house knew, songs that carried the echoes of her past. They weren't just songs, they were her way of existing, quietly, gently, in a place that seemed to have forgotten her name. One afternoon she looked out the window, watching children play across the street, their laughter free, their language foreign to her ears. And for a brief second, a small, genuine smile touched her lips. At least someone is still alive in this country, she murmured, a quiet acknowledgement of joy, even if it wasn't hers. Pause. On her last day at the nursing home, a day that came after many more months of mopping and cleaning, she found out that the old woman she had once tried to help near the elevator had passed away. No one told her directly. She overheard it by accident. No one remembered that Mai had been there, had instinctively tried to help. She went to the room quietly, placed a small, delicate paper flower by the empty bed, and whispered in Vietnamese, "Xin loi ba." I just wanted to help. Then she looked at her hands again, the very same hands that once stopped bleeding, that once delivered life, that once comforted countless strangers, and she smiled, a sad, knowing smile. Maybe healing, she thought, a profound realization dawning on her, was never just about touching. Maybe it was about remembering that I still can. Pause. That evening, she walked home through the stunning orange California sunset. The sky reminded her so much of Hugh in the dry season, the exact same colors, but somehow missing the familiar scent of rain. She reached her small house, carefully washed her hands, and sat quietly by the window. I came here to live better, she whispered to herself, the words heavy with a lifetime of experience. But all I've done is survive. Outside the wind blew softly, and in its gentle hum there was something almost human, like a heartbeat buried deep within the stillness. For the first time in a long time, she closed her eyes, not in despair, not in loneliness, but in a quiet, profound acceptance. Her hands rested calmly on her lap, empty, yes, but finally, at peace. Pause. Mai's story is a powerful reminder that purpose isn't always found in grand gestures, but often in the quiet resilience of the human spirit. It reminds us to see the quiet heroes around us, to value every kind of contribution, and to never forget the rich histories that people carry, even when they seem to be just existing. What did you think of Mai's journey? Have you ever felt a similar sense of losing purpose or finding it in a new way? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if this story resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more stories that make you think and feel, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.